The Vikes want to avoid 1-4. The Saints trying to keep pace in the NFC South. Monday Night Football. Here's Mike DiRico.
And Chris, thank you. The buzz and excitement off Bourbon Street and inside the Dome tonight. Important NFC game. It's a night of dynamic, high-powered, game-changing stars who can turn the game on any snap. They lead the resilient, determined Saints and the somewhat desperate Vikings.
Number 25.
Welcome to ESPN's Monday Night Football launch, engineered by the GMC Sierra. Sold out 70,000 in the Dome, 2-2 New Orleans, and 1-3 Minnesota. We say good evening. Welcome to the wrap-up of Week 5 of this NFL season. We have a couple of teams that started the season really hopeful they could win the division. They still might, but it's been a bumpy road in the first quarter. Start with Minnesota, lost their first 2 games, benched 25-year-old quarterback of the future Tavares Jackson, in 37-year-old journeyman Gus Frerotte. They sit at 1-3, but win tonight, a game out in their division. Meantime, for the Saints, they have won 2 home games, lost 2 road games by a total of 7 points. And boy, are they decimated with injuries. Both receivers, starting tight end, starting D tackle out for New Orleans tonight. And bring in Tony Kornheiser and Ron Jaworski. And guys, given all that, when we talk about the Saints, we build up Reggie Bush, star power. He can still wow you every time he touches the ball. But you know, when we sit down and get ready for the game all week, you keep coming back to this. Drew Brees is really playing great at quarterback this year.
He's one of the greatest free agent pickups in the history of the league. If you go through the 36 regular season games that Drew Brees has now played with the Saints, he has more completions for more yards than Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, and they're the gold standard of quarterbacks in the league. I don't know what he did wrong. Maybe he should have dated supermodels more or something like that. But Jaws, you get the sense that technically he is tremendously appreciated by football people, but he's not a star with the general public.
Well, in most people's eyes, he doesn't pass the eyeball test. He's not 6'5", 240 pounds, and throws lasers 50 yards down the field. But you got to understand this. In the game of football, this is a business that's about production. And no quarterback is producing right now better than Drew Brees. And his skill set is a perfect fit for Sean Payton. The quick 3- and 5-step drops, the play-action pass game, and the most overlooked aspect of playing quarterback at any level is accuracy. Those are the areas that Drew Brees excels in.
You watch them all on film. Anybody had a better September?
No one's playing better than Drew Brees after 4 games right now.
Well, that line could figure it to Adrian Peterson as well. The Vikings running back, fabulous once again, offensive rookie of the year last year. He can help keep Drew Brees off the field if he can dominate on the ground tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Minnesota Vikings will try to do. Shorten the game, run the football, give less plays to the New Orleans Saints. And what a guy to have in the backfield to do that, Adrian Peterson. You know, in the NFL, a lot of guys are fast and quick, but the great ones have lateral agility, and that's what Adrian Peterson has. You'll see here in our earlier game on Monday night, Adrian Peterson in the backfield against the Green Bay Packers. The single back set, the play designed to run to the left. Now spin this around. You be Adrian Peterson. What are you seeing right now as you get the ball from the quarterback? You're going to see your blocker tight end, Jim Kleinsasser, miss his block. You'll see Cullen Jenkins free in the backfield, unblocked. You'll see a corner blitzing from the right. 2 unblocked defenders in the backfield. Here's where the lateral agility comes in. Once Peterson gets the football, he explodes the point of attack, then is able to cut back. Now you get him in space, and here's the speed, here's the quickness, and I love a back that finishes. He runs behind his pads and always gets an extra yard or 2.
He's really fast, but he's also sort of a humble kid. We've talked to him a couple of times, including last night, and I asked him, you know, are you the fastest guy out there? Figuring he'd name 1 or 2 other guys just to say I'm not the best. And he looked and he said, you know what? I think I'm the fastest. So that kind of swagger is good to hear.
That is.
Our 2 stars tonight, Adrian Peterson and Drew Brees. You saw Adrian on the sideline, cool and calm. Drew Brees, anything but getting his guys riled up.
Hey, when I say who-wee, you say Saints. When I say who-wee, you say who-wee. Who-wee, who-wee,
tradition, and nothing says college football like Texas and Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. With 2 of the highest powered offenses in the land, you won't want to miss a second of the action in a battle for Big 12 supremacy. Coverage starts with College Game Day, this Saturday only on NASN.
Drew Brees and Sean Payton have found a home here in the Dome. In their time together, no team has thrown the ball for more yards. Not even Peyton and the Colts, not even Packers when Favre was there as well. Welcome into our high-definition home. You can see the entire telecast in your home on ESPN HD, presented by Sears. See, Drew Brees has even fired up our replay group. Everybody in the groove from Monday night in New Orleans. Our two head coaches, 44-year-old Sean Payton, 52-year-old Brad Childress with the Vikings. You know, both of these guys were offensive assistants in the NFC East in 05 before getting their head coaching jobs in 06. And Tony, that's not all they have in common.
No, considering that there are only 32 NFL head coaches, it ought to be improbable statistically that even any two of them went to the same school. But two universities alone have produced 6 of the 32 head coaches. Now, you may have correctly guessed one is USC, with Jeff Fisher, Jack Del Rio, and Mike Holmgren. USC figures. It's a football factory. But the shocker is Eastern Illinois, with Mike Shanahan, Sean Payton, and Brad Childress. Eastern Illinois is hardly a gridiron incubator. It's not even a 1A school. So how did Eastern Illinois, which nobody has heard of, not even in Western Illinois, grow 3 NFL head coaches, not to mention Tony Romo? What's in the water in Charleston, Illinois? Leather? 2 of the Panthers, and yes, they're the Panthers, they square off tonight. Payton and Childress both became head coaches, as Mike said, in 2006, in a giant class of 10, 2 of whom are already toast. Art Shell lasted just 16 games in crazy Oakland. Scott Linehan got the boot in St. Louis last Tuesday. Rod Marinelli, Gary Kubiak, they haven't had a winning season yet. And Herm Edwards, he's in what we call an uh-oh situation. Payton, though, is safe in New Orleans. He just got a contract extension. But the seat that Childress is occupying gets hotter each week. Is there anyone he can turn to for counsel at good old alma mater? As a matter of fact, there is one famous grad who carved out a fine niche on a headset. Jerry Van Dyke, who played the assistant on the long-running sitcom Coach, which was ironically set in Minnesota. Maybe he can throw Childress a bone or two if the Vikings keep losing.
That wraps up the most national TV time Eastern Illinois football has or will get anytime in the near future. Speaking of national TV time, look who's in the house here tonight, guys. Hank Williams Jr. He'll be in your house before kickoff after this.
You've been watching ESPN's Monday Night Football launch, engineered by the GMC Sierra, the official vehicle of Monday Night Football.
I'll trade you a Red Sox home jersey and a Rangers t-shirt for that Pirates jacket.
No way. I want that Cardinals hoodie and that Braves away uniform and an item to be named later.
You drive a hard bargain.
Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
Sports action online 24/7. Don't miss a minute of your favorite sports wherever you are, whenever you want it. Get the latest news, highlights, and analysis, and full live game coverage. Simply choose a package to suit you to watch the NHL or NCAA football live online this season. Go to ESPN360.com and watch live sports online 24/7 now.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Showtime!
Welcome to the party, all my rowdy friends. A Monday Night Bash on ESPN. The 5 teams are coming to rattle some bones, but the Saints will be ready and rocking the dome. The pressure is rising, strapping and holding tight. There's magic and voodoo in New Orleans tonight. Ready? Come on and get ready. I mean, really ready.
Vikings lost at Tennessee last week. Drew Brees and the Saints beat San Francisco. They won the toss, and New Orleans will get the ball to start the game.
That was great video on Drew Brees psyching up the team. It looked like he'd gone to Ray Lewis summer camp to learn how to boost up a team like that and dance like that.
Good guy to learn from.
He's the best at that.
Brian Longwell will kick it off to Pierre Thomas. Off we go from New Orleans. 2 yards deep. Thomas will bring it out and have a lot of room on that left side. The kicker Longwell hits him, got the angle on him, but the Saints will start in Viking territory. 56-yard kickoff return to open the night by Pierre Thomas.
Excellent job by Pierre Thomas. You'll see him set the wedge right here. Now he veers from the wedge to the outside. Once he gets the block that allows him to get to the outside. Here it's just great running by Pierre Thomas. Boy, that'll ignite the crowd. It'll ignite the Saints. And now, field position is important. They're at the 47-yard line. The playbook is wide open. They'll be aggressive in this area of the field.
Well, you expect them to pass 70 times anyway.
50.
Credit Osama Young with a great block on that kick return, and Brees in the offense begin it in Viking territory. And the first play, a reverse in the hands of Jeffrey Henderson. Down at the 40, but a good first down gain of 7 on the reverse for Henderson, 50-year receiver out of LSU. Let's go through the Saints on offense, and the big headline, Deuce McAllister came back. You will see him with Reggie Bush. He had surgery on both knees. Injury-wise, Marcus Colts, David Patton, starting receivers, Jeremy Shockey all out. But Jaws, why has the pass game dropped off without them?
Well, it really has, because you got Drew Brees at quarterback, and I love what he told us in our production meeting, his wide receivers. Be where you're supposed to be, and I'll get you the ball. That's confidence.
Lance Moore is one of the guys who stepped in for Colston and Patton. A couple of big games. Brees to Bush. First down, Reggie. To the 31-yard line. Cedric Griffin brought him down.
Mike, that was vintage Drew Brees. 3-step drop. He looked to his right, nothing there. He looked over the middle, nothing there. He finally comes out to the left side, finds Reggie Bush. That's why Drew Brees is so efficient as a quarterback. He gets through his reading progression quickly and finds the open receiver. Love this formation. Love to spread it out. 3 wide receivers empty, and then Bush out wide to Drew Brees' left.
Vikings adjust with a half-dozen DBs, and Brees throws complete to his tight end, Billy Miller, who has a first down and a gain, or gets a 6 on first down.
I don't think you can overstate this, Jaws. He's missing his tight end. He's missing starting wide receivers, including Colston, who's the best on the team. He's completed passes to 13 different people this year. He could find you and me if he had to. I mean, you just can't say, well, he's good. He's well more than good at this point. He's a great quarterback at the moment, is he not?
Right now, there's a quarterback in this league playing the game as well as Drew Brees is. He really has elevated his game despite the injuries.
The fans chant for Deuce McAllister. There's a great love affair with McAllister and this team. We mentioned the last 3 years he's had 2 ACL surgeries and microfracture surgery on his right knee. This past year, at the same time they had the other ACL repaired, yet he has come back, saw his most action last week, and was really good. 20 carries, 73 yards. And it's just a very special connection with the tough road he's had, the tough road New Orleans has had. And he's really the adopted son of this Superdome crowd. 3rd and 1. This is down where the Saints have struggled thus far this year. They look for it in the air. Brees will run for the first down to the 16.
Notice he did not try to hurdle anybody, as we saw yesterday in the Houston game. No hurdling, slide down, hold on to the ball.
No Sage Rosenfels move in Houston. The Vikings defense on the ropes here early. They have great defensive tackles in the Williams, who are unrelated, except they're good and they go to the Pro Bowl. Jared Allen, 15.5 sacks last year, 2 thus far. Big news. Injured reserve out for the season. Starting middle linebacker E.J. Henderson. What's the impact there, Ron?
Yeah, discipline. When you lose your middle linebacker, you have a tendency to lose your gap control. And when you look at Herron, he's a young guy. Last week played sparingly, but made some mistakes.
In the red zone, where Brees is fabulous. Pass incomplete. to Mark Campbell, the tight end, who was broken up by Chad Greenway. When we say fabulous, that's not an overstatement. Look at the numbers. Breeze in the red zone.
Absolutely ridiculous, these numbers. This is the most important part of the field. You got to score. You can't settle for field goals down here. Look what Drew Brees done this season. Once again, a quarterback rating of 133.2. I love the completion percentage. He's 13 of 15 in this area. You've constricted the field down here, and yet he can still squeeze those throws into tight windows. And no interceptions. Does not turn the ball over in 2 years. 26 touchdown passes down here, 0 interceptions. Very careful with the football.
Second and 10. Bush lined up as a receiver. Brees strike for the end zone. They say the contact incidental. No flag. Incomplete. Charles Gordon, the coverage. Lance Moore, the intended receiver. It'll be third down. And they're going to have a conversation about it first, just to confirm.
By rule, there is no pass interference when both players are playing the ball in the feet tangle. No foul. Third down.
Ed Hockley explains it as other officials came over. You see the hand there on Moore, and then the foot tangling. And if you just look at the feet and determine that, that's an absolutely by-the-book correct call.
I would agree with you, Mike.
There's a rule that speaks to foot tangling?
No feet. No footsies for PI. Pass interference.
Great rule. It's in the doctor's soul book.
Third down. Brees. Touchdown. Devery Henderson is second.
One of the key components of Drew Brees' game is eye discipline. On that particular pass, he looked to his right, he pumped to his right. He knew where he wanted to go. You'll see it right here. Look, pumps to the right, comes back to his left. He knows he's got Devery Henderson. That is playing the quarterback position, my friends.
One more red zone touchdown, and still no interceptions in the red zone over 2 years.
That's 27 touchdowns. Pretty good. 0 interceptions in the red zone. That'll win some football games.
We'll have the game's first flag here as there was movement up front. Ray Edwards of the Vikings came busted over the line. See if it was drawn off.
False start by the center. Move the ball forward. 5-yard penalty. Re-kick.
The Houdat chant already started by these Saints fans. Sean Payton's team taking advantage of Minnesota's inability to cover a kickoff very well. And an 8-play, 47-yard touchdown drive. So Martin Gramatica from 5 yards farther back adds the extra point. And a great start for the Saints. Brees terrific in the red zone, hits another touchdown, and New Orleans takes the early lead.
Tradition, and nothing says college football like Texas and Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. With two of the highest powered offenses in the land, you won't want to miss a second of the action in a battle for Big 12 supremacy. Coverage starts with College Game Day, this Saturday only on NASN.
Bradford wants to throw, zips one toward the end zone, touchdown! Bradford over the middle, touchdown Oklahoma! Great pump fake by Bradford, touchdown! Bradford lobs it, touchdown Oklahoma! Fires a long pass downfield. Bradford might want a home run ball down the middle. Touchdown! Touchdown Oklahoma!
Major League Baseball coverage all the way to the World Series on NASN.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by the GMC Sierra, official vehicle of the NFL and proud supporter of those who never say never. UPS, what can Brown do for you? Find out at ups.com/whiteboard. And Miller Lite, reach for the original. Miller Lite, great taste, less filling.
what is this person doing?
Something very dangerous. She's about to perform animal dentistry on an alligator. She's about to take out the wisdom tooth of the alligator and perhaps lose her head and hand at the same time.
Scary stuff. All the unique sights that you find down here in the Bayou. So the Saints, not a great kickoff coverage team in their own right. Saw Minnesota, a bad coverage team, give them a short field. Now let's see what Maurice Hicks can do. To the 33-yard line. Finally stopped by Jelon Dunbar, the linebacker. Well, Drew Brees got in a good field position, walked him down the field. The Saints on the board. Now Minnesota's response.
Sirs, your comments on global warming.
Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
Struck him out looking. Cliff Lee with a monster afternoon. Cliff Lee is a 20-game winner. Cliff Lee continues his march to a Cy Young.
In this league, if there's a hole, no matter how small, you got to be able to get through it. Check this out. Yeah! In your league, you better pick me. Your move.
Who are you ducking? Coach Carroll. That guy's always competing. You want to quit calling? Really?
Hey, dude, you can't take my calls?
Oh, Coach, it's the bus. Sometimes we get really bad reception.
Day in New Orleans. Some clouds have rolled in late afternoon, a little shower, but it's been nice down here in the last few weeks. Far cry from late August. Gus Frerotte, age 37. Third game as the Vikings starting quarterback gives to Adrian Peterson, who gains about 2.5 yards on his opening carry. So Peterson, number 7 pick in the draft back in 2007. Offensive Rookie of the Year, as we mentioned, take his numbers from last year and this. And he is 6th all-time. First 18 games of the NFL career. He's about 2,400 yards, or I should say 240 yards behind Eric Dickerson, who had the most to start his career.
And you got to believe we'll see a heavy dose of Adrian Peterson this evening against the depleted interior line for the New Orleans Saints.
Gus Frerotte comes to his third option. It's Visante Shango, the tight end. Scott Shanley, the tackle, first down, a gain of 12. For Frerotte, 15 years in the league, out of Tulsa. Tavares Jackson, who was their second-round pick when Brad Childress got here in 06. He started the first 2 games, but after just not seeing it in his eyes and in his game, he goes to the veteran Frerotte, and Frerotte did not play badly last week against Tennessee.
Yeah, and what I've seen looking at the Vikings on tape, Mike, the playbook seems to be opened up. More aggressive with their play calling, more plays down the field because of the experience of Frerotte.
Well, from the 47, Frerotte throws to Bernard Berrien in the free agent acquisition. Later, the Chicago Bears takes it to New Orleans territory, a 13-yard first down game. Spin you through the starters for the Vikings on offense. You'll see Chester Taylor to go with Adrian Peterson. They have not done a good job in terms of the receiving corps and catching balls around. That's something they need to do. Up front, a little bit more solid now because Brian McKinney's back.
And that really should help the passing game. You know, he's an all-pro back there at left tackle. That'll stabilize the passing pocket and allow Bernard Berrien to work a little deeper down the field. That'll be the key. I believe tonight they'll run the football efficiently, Vikings will, but they've got to get some of those explosive plays.
McKinney had a 4-game league suspension by a violating the personal conduct policy. This is first game action. Peterson didn't catch it. Waiting to hit him was Randall Gay. Used to be with the Patriots. Well, second down coming up. Let's go through the New Orleans defense. Not great, a little bit better, which doesn't say much. They're trying to get this side of the ball rolling. Cedric Ellis, their first-round pick, is out with a knee injury for a few weeks. They added Jonathan Vilma at the linebacker spot. What does that do for this team?
And Mike, he's a guy that I'm going to watch tonight because he's going to make a lot of tackles. He's very active. The key will be, where does he make those tackles? In the backfield, the line of scrimmage, or 8 yards downfield?
Peterson runs up the middle, gains about 3 yards. Tony, it's one of those fits as we have third down coming up. New Orleans has the offense to play with anyone. Can they put up enough defense to be a factor like they were 2 years ago?
They were terrible last year. They are, as you said, a little better this year. They're probably still in the terrible range. They can score whenever they want. But I know, Jaws, it's your feeling that Adrian Peterson can go through them.
Yeah, I believe he can. He'll get his touches tonight.
Chester Taylor's checked in the backfield out of the gun. And Farrat got rid of it. Incomplete. Had a rush to throw with Andre Allison, the intended receiver. Will Smith was putting the pressure on, and let's see what the Vikings do. From here, a field goal would be 54 yards. And they'll punt it away with Chris Kluwe.
Yeah, Mike, I agree with your assessment. It was the pressure. They tried to get the ball deeper down the field to Allison. With the pressure on Farad, he had to throw it a little bit sooner. He did not have clear definition of Allison's route down the field.
Lance Moore goes back. Kluwe will try to pin the Saints deep. Straight to the sideline. On the run. Just one step away from catching up to it was the veteran, Robert Ferguson. Touchback. Saints get it at the 20, up 7-0.
NASN, the #1 source for all your NFL coverage this season. We kick off each week with Sunday NFL Countdown, followed by up to 3 live games, including the top matchups from across the league. Mondays continue with 2 first-run games, followed by NFL Primetime and Monday Night Countdown with all the top stories from Sunday and all the buzz leading into the live game on Monday Night Football. Don't miss all the latest news, analysis, and features weekdays with NFL Total Access. Plus bonus coverage with NFL Game Day, Top 10, and Who Is. And come playoff time, we've got you covered with even more live games as the AFC and the NFC crown their champions with the Wild Card, Divisional, and Conference Championships. And the greatest game of them all, Super Bowl 43, live from Tampa, Florida. Plus your annual trip to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. The NFL this season on NASN.
Coming into this week, only Denver and Dallas have more yards per game than the New Orleans Saints. 414 per. After a good opening drive, they take over at their own 20, leading 7-0.
And Robert Meacham in the game is usually alert for a deep ball when he's in the ball game.
And a play action, Breeze looking deep. This time for Henderson, who caught it at the 30-yard line. Gain of 50 for the man who scored the touchdown a moment ago.
How much of a genius is Jaws saying they were going deep? You had the wrong guy, you had Meacham, but you had the right pattern. Very good.
Well, normally when Meacham is in the game, they attack vertically. He's a speed guy. Henderson's a speed guy. You saw the play action pass, which Drew Brees is very good at. You see the great deep throw.
Henderson has some ungodly number of yards per catch. Mike, does he like over 30?
35 and a half.
He drops a bunch of balls, but when he connects huge down the field.
And it helps with Brees, a great deep ball thrower, showing it again there. 28, why not? Keep it rolling. That pass is off the ground by Henderson. Hey, Henderson can't catch just a 10 or 12-yarder. I mean, it'll hurt the average. Look, here's Breeze, guys, throwing 30 yards down the field to those targets this season. Unbelievable rating. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. And check out the next number. 73%
That's
completion.
ridiculous.
The NFL average is 24%. Balls 30 or more yards downfield. More than 30 to targets down there.
You know, their quarterbacks can't do that against air. You know, those are incredible numbers.
One of them used to play for the Eagles.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
It's an easy shot. Easy shot.
What was that, Sonny Jurgensen?
That was you.
28, Bush. Reggie got a good Lance Moore block there on the edge to get close to the first down. VAR shot. Third and 1 coming up.
Yeah, right now the New Orleans Saints are taking what they want. They're throwing the football, the deep ball, the short possession game. They're running the football. They have control of this football game offensively right now.
Brad Childress wanted a hold on Lance Moore, blocking on the side there. He's seeing his Vikings perhaps digging an early hole. Had a conversion earlier. They're just 4 of 10 on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 this year. Bush got a block from Carney, but a flag is down as Reggie tumbles out of bounds at the 5. Maybe Carney extended the arm on the edge, and a hold will come up here.
Yeah, and so much we talked about Adrian Peterson's speed to the outside. You could see the burst that Reggie Bush has as well, but you'll see Carney.
Holding, offense number 44, 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
So that'll bring back what was 2 back-to-back good gains by Reggie Bush out of the backfield.
We have gotten used to seeing Reggie Bush catching passes, not even taking handoffs or pitch-outs anymore. It's great to see him do that. He's always going to be compared to his USC days, and they were more flamboyant, more exciting, but this is the pros. But when Reggie Bush gets the ball with about 3 yards and nobody in front of him, he's got to be the most exciting runner in the NFL.
You can see people in this stadium, when he gets the football, they kind of rise.
Well, what happens is, so far what we've seen from Reggie Bush is warning track power. At USC, he was a home run hitter all the time. If he does that in the pros, he's a star of stars.
Coming off a career-high 1,528 rushing yards in 2006, Steven Jackson went into 2007 with high expectations. Known for his powerful running and exceptional receiving ability, Jackson accumulated over 1,200 yards of total offense in only 12 games. It was his 3rd consecutive season with at least 1,000 yards rushing. For the 2008 season, the Rams' all-around threat will look to add to his already stellar career.
Riley is pressured. Riley on the run. Riley inside the 10. Riley is thrown down, and the clock will run. 5 seconds. They're trying to get the field goal unit out. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. The game is over. And the Beavers have defeated number 2, California.
Sports action online 24/7. Don't miss a minute of your favorite sports wherever you are, whenever you want it. Get the latest news, highlights, and analysis, and full live game coverage. Simply choose a package to suit you to watch the NHL or NCAA football live online this season. Go to espn360.com and watch live sports online 24/7 now.
First down inside the 5. The Saints are faced with 3rd and 10 after the holding penalty on Mike Carney, the fullback. Here it is a moment ago. As David Herron, the linebacker replacing E.J. Henderson, was pulled down. Carney said, that wasn't a hold. I was just hooking it. Well, when your arm is extended like that, Ron, and the other guy goes down at the point where the ball is passing him.
I would agree with Carney on that play. I thought it was a pretty good jab, and he knocked him down, but the side judge didn't have a real good angle to see it. It looked like a hold, but it wasn't.
3rd and 10. The pump and throw by Breeze is in a perfect spot, but dropped by Robert Meacham. Everything but the grab, and we'll see a long field goal attempt.
supposed to get that one, aren't you?
Yeah, you have to make that catch. And this historically has been a problem with the Saints. Drop balls. There's an opportunity for Robert Meacham to make a play. You know, he ran a little curl and go up the sideline. Breeze put it on his hands and dropped the football. You're going to get hit. You might as well catch it anyway.
46-yarder for the ninth-year veteran Martin Gramatica, who missed a 43-yarder in the last couple of minutes against Denver. This kick is blocked, and in the air, on flight, Antoine Winfield will put the Vikings right to even. Touchdown.
That's a stunner. You know, they're going to be, what, 5 yards from a touchdown if Reggie Bush's run is good, and now it's even.
Gramatica had problems with a groin injury last week. Didn't kick off, so you have to watch the height of his kicks here.
Mike, you're absolutely right. And when you're kicking from 47 yards and you don't have the leg strength that you really need to get the ball up in the air, you've got to kick the ball a little bit low. You'll see right here, this is a low-line drive. Yeah, there is some penetration, but because of the distance, you have to kick the ball lower. Consequently, you see the Vikings make the play. And wow, what a return.
Now, how about the good fortune? The ball's in the air, and in full stride, he gets it and runs away from all the Saints players.
Well, that's never fortunate when the ball pops up in your hands and you take it back to the house. But it really was a low kick.
The Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kevin Williams, one of the best ones in the league, the penetration and the kick block, and the extra point is added by Ryan Longwell, and a sudden turn of events. 3 yards from maybe going up 14-0. Winfield, the veteran, catches the Kevin Williams block in flight, takes it the distance. Game tied at 7.
Coach Carroll, guys always compete. You want to quit calling?
Really?
Hey, dude, you can't take my calls?
Oh, Coach, it's the bus. Sometimes we get really bad reception.
Well, Kevin Williams and Pat Williams often get talked about in the same sentence. Kevin, the 9th overall pick of the 03 draft, such a powerful, athletic pass rusher and run stopper, but that time put the pressure on the offensive line, and the low kick by Gramatica leading to Antoine Winfield catching it in flight. That's the second time in the last few games that Winfield has scored a touchdown this year for the Vikings. Game tied at 7, short kickoff, and Pierre Thomas, who had a big return last time, takes this one back near midfield to the 49-yard line of the Saints. Let's go back to the blocked field goal.
It's all about penetration when you block a kick, and you look to the inside right there, and you'll see it's Zach Strief playing that right guard position. Good penetration by Pat Williams. Knocks the ball up, and you'll see it right here. Look at all the arms up. Penetrate and get the arms up. Low kick. Antoine Winfield in perfect position to take it back.
It's astonishing stuff. The Vikings have been around for quite some time. 48 years. First time they had a blocked field goal taken back for a touchdown. Mark Campbell tries to get it back for the Saints, and the game right near the first down marker.
Let's look at what just happened in this game. The New Orleans Saints are going to go up 14-0, are they not?
Probably.
They're going to be at home. The Vikings, a 1-3 record, desperate to win, are going to be down 14 points on the road without the passing attack to catch up, and boom, now it's 7-7. Totally game-changing here.
No huddle, back to Campbell. First down to the 34, gain of 7.
Well, the Vikings defense better calm down because Drew Brees is taking his football team up and down the field. You take away that holding penalty, they probably agree, Tony. They probably would have scored on that drive. But right now, the Vikings defense has no answers for the Saints offense. And Drew Brees beautifully mixing up the run, the deep ball, the short game, the play action passing, high percentage passing. They're moving up and down the field at will.
Just don't get in field goal position. Just make sure you punch it in.
Good point.
Saints averaging 8 yards a play thus far tonight. Brees gets it to his other tight end, Billy Miller. An athletic effort by Miller. 9th year out of USC. And Jeremy Shockey says, you got to step in, do a great job, keep going.
Yeah, really well-designed play by Sean Payton. He is a beautiful designer of offense. They leak Reggie Bush out to the left side. Of course, Reggie Bush leaves the backfield. The whole defense is going to key on him. But they had a screen set up backside. And, of course, Miller did a great job of setting it up and cutting back inside.
Saints bring Aaron Stecker in the game to join Lance Moore, Devery Henderson, and Bush. Toss to Bush. Stecker got a nice block on the edge. And Bush is a first down before Ben Lieber pulled him down to 17.
We've got two guys tonight, Adrian Peterson and Reggie Bush, that every time they get the ball in their hands, you can hear people inhale just a little bit, wondering what's going to happen. The sense of excitement each time they get their hands on the ball. And Reggie Bush, who has found it hard going as a running back in this league and has talked openly about that, the sort of frustrations of it, he's real close tonight. He's real close from popping one.
Yeah, and John Stinchcomb did a great job of getting him on the perimeter.
Back in the red zone. Lance Moore couldn't come up with it. As Antoine Winfield was closing in on him. You know, you mentioned Reggie Bush. I saw him as he was coming off the field from an early stretch. We had a good conversation. And he feels some of that pressure that you talked about. And that I thought I was going to step right in and do the big things. And he said the reality's starting to set in. He felt that the game that he had out in Denver, although the stats didn't wow him, he said it just felt so much better, so much more comfortable. He understands running between the tackles better. And when he can make a big play or attempt to make one, he's really settling into what his role has become. Screen caught by Stecker and cleaned up by Winfield. What a good job Winfield. The team voted the defensive MVP last couple of years, made there.
Mike, so often we talk about corners in coverage. Antoine Winfield is like a linebacker when it comes to defense. He can not only cover, he can make hits like he just made. That play was set up beautifully by Drew Brees. If Winfield does not blow this play up, this is going to be a score for the New Orleans Saints. But he just attacks Aaron Stecker and makes a terrific play. The wedge is set up out in front of Stecker, but just a great job by Winfield.
So 3rd and 11 with Deuce McAllister in. Brees fake to Bush, throw to Lance Moore. Knocked away at the last second by Charles Gordon. The nickel comes in, and we'll see a lot of action tonight. And Gramatica comes out for another field goal attempt.
Yeah, so this could be 3 or 7.
Yeah, what the Saints do, they spread you out. So they're going to force you to bring backup corners like you have right here in number 41, Charles Gordon. You know, when you go down to your 3rd and 4th corner, that puts tremendous pressure on your defensive secondary. All right, Tony, here it comes.
Gramatica from 35. Kevin Hauser snaps it. The punter Weatherford holds it. And Gramatica able to knock it through. 10-7 Saints. With 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Sports action online 24/7. Don't miss a minute of your favorite sports wherever you are, whenever you want it. Get the latest news, highlights, and analysis, and full live game coverage. Simply choose a package to suit you to watch the NHL or NCAA football live online this season. Go to ESPN360.com and watch live sports online 24/7 now.
Giants against the Cleveland Browns, 1-3 off their bye week. See 8:30 Eastern for Monday Night Football from Ohio. It's been a while since we've been in Cleveland on a Monday Night Football evening. Look forward to the Dog Pound. Working a weekday.
Hey, it'll be rocking and rolling. I'm pumped up.
Of course it will be. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is there. Great reference by you.
Have you guys been there, by the way?
Have not. I look forward to it.
We're going. No, I have not.
You have to go.
And, I went to school just down the road at Youngstown State. You think I'd have stopped in there?
Jaws is going to play air guitar at 4 o'clock on Saturday
I just
afternoon.
may do that. I'll bring Bon Jovi along with me. We'll have a little fun.
Jaws, the guys in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame were still in their prime when you were at Youngstown. Onside kick attempt, and a great job by the Vikings to be ready for it. Grammatica was the one who was going to try to recover it, but Garrett Mills, he didn't bail early to come back. He stayed in place, and that's a great job by the tight end.
Garrett Mills does a terrific job. You know, this is not your norm right here. Normally the receiving team will turn and run, but Mills does a great job of staying focused on Grammatica and makes the play, because that ball did go 10 yards. Now Grammatica's going to try to make the play himself. Oh, wasn't Grammatica, I'm sorry, on the onside kick.
It was Troy Evans, the linebacker.
Right.
I know you're going to say it was a bad move because Minnesota recovered, but you got to love Sean Payton. He will try anything at any point in the game. He's totally out of his mind. You got to love him.
You can be aggressive with those decisions when your offense can move the ball the way they have. Very uneven quarter. Farrat takes over in good field position to Adrian Peterson. Stops on a dime and gets about 7 yards. The umpire ended up getting the worst of that, and a penalty marker down in the secondary. Chad Brown, the umpire, was knocked over in the wash of the play. There's a flag back there at the 20.
Yeah, normally the back judge throwing the flag is defensive holding. Normally.
Before the pass was thrown, holding, defense number 41. That's a 5-yard penalty enforced from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And it's on the safety, Roman Harper. So you see Gus Farrat. And when you say Gus Farrat to an NFL fan,
yes, they think of this headbutt. 15 years in the league, and people remember this. Scores a touchdown, 1997. Bangs his head into the wall. His eyes roll back in his head, and he has to go to the hospital that evening. When I wrote to the Washington Post, I thought humorously about that. He hated my guts for about 9 years. At least he talked to me yesterday.
First and 10 from the 35. Harper just flagged. Able to come up with the play on Peterson. Virtually no gain. Farrat said in 2005 about that moment, 8 years removed, and understanding he's been remembered for that. Yeah. He said, I'm going to be on ESPN until I'm dead.
Yes.
I just laugh about it. And he said, I just laugh about it and stay away from walls now.
Well, you know what? Well, he's been so good-humored lately because what a gift his career is. 15 seasons in the league, and now starting in this game. He never expected to have one season in the league.
Still has that strong arm. He can get it down the field.
Led by Pahu Tahi, the fullback. Peterson has nowhere to go. Jonathan Vilma and Scott Fujita caught up to him. 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, you would think the strength of the Minnesota Vikings would be the left side of their offensive line with Ryan McKinney back, but well, you just see McKinney get stuffed right there, and Fujita comes in. Terrific play, and I mean, all those gold helmets attack the football, but the play really, McKinney did not get the job done. Bobby McRae does a really good job.
4 weeks.
Chester Taylor in, running back, 3rd and 11. Saints bring pressure. This play stopped. Andre Allison caught it downfield, but the play was whistled, and a lot of the guys couldn't hear it because the Saints called the timeout.
Before the ball was snapped, New Orleans called timeout. That's their second. It's a 30-second timeout.
So they will have 1 remaining.
Let's go back to Gus Farrat if we can. Gus Farrat was drafted by the Washington Redskins in 1994. Heath Schuler was drafted number 3 overall by the Redskins. Norv Turner was going to make him into Troy Aikman. Gus Frerotte was an afterthought. Heath Schuler is now a congressman in western North Carolina, and Frerotte cracked is crazy. Knowing him and knowing he's making decisions for our country, and of course he laughed good-humoredly about that, but Frerotte, the 197th pick, he's not supposed to make the team. He makes the team, supplants Heath Schuler, and stays in the league 15 seasons. He's the only drafted quarterback from that year still active in the NFL. Great story.
You mentioned Schuler's a congressman. He's a Democrat out of North Carolina. Carl Mumpower is running against him. Got to have equal time. We're only 30 days away from an election.
Got to be PC, Mike.
That's in western North Carolina. 3rd and 11. Zone blitz. They drop some linemen. Frerotte punts and just throws it away and incomplete. We'll have 4th down coming up. He's going to try a field goal. This will be a 52-yarder with Ryan Longwell, and that's what they'll do.
Really nice job by Gary Gibbs, the defensive coordinator for the Saints. He went to a 3-man rush, dropped 8 into coverage, and really squeezed down the windows where Frerotte can throw the football. Good decision by Gus not to try to squeeze one and get it picked off.
This is going to officially be a 53-yarder, Jaws. He's just 2 of 7 with the Vikings trying field goals over 50 yards. And who kicks in a dome regular season, able to get one here on the road in the Superdome. So New Orleans has controlled the quarter, but the Vikings have tied the game. Did anybody have the NFC South with everybody over 500 first week of October? No. Saints need to win to stay tied in 2nd. Meantime, the Vikings in the generous NFC North with a victory, they too would be a game out. So essentially, whoever wins tonight, a game out. Whoever loses, 2 games out in their respective divisions.
You didn't mention your hometown team in the North.
The Lions? They've spoken for themselves quite well so far, haven't they? Pierre Thomas has had 2 very good kick returns so far tonight. And the Vikings a little bit better on this one. Much better, actually. They're shy of the 20-yard line. So Breeze comes back out. Tony mentioned the Sean Payton aggressive, go for the onside kick there. Just for perspective, a surprise onside kick, not one in the last couple of minutes when you're trying to get back in the game. The surprise ones like that. Over the last 5 years, they have a 65% success rate. 2 out of 3 times it works.
That's really good.
So that's why you really have to credit the Vikings special teams for being aware and making a good play to give them a field goal, essentially. Short field, they cashed it in with 3. Here's Bush running between the tackles. And Reggie gets to the 22-yard line. Pat Williams, a Louisiana native, back in his home state, made the stop.
There's 5,000 pounds of Williams on the front line for
pretty much
Minnesota.
You're not going to gain a whole lot of yardage running inside there. They picked up 3 there, but boy, this is a great run defense.
Isn't he fun? We were visiting with Pat yesterday.
He's a phenomenal guy.
Not every word he used we can say on the air, but they gave us some laughs, I'll tell you that.
Year 12 in the league. Got it started with the Bills. 2nd and 6, and Breeze only gains about 1.5 yards on that throw to Lance Moore, and that'll bring an entertaining opening quarter to an end. Special teams, big factor in the first. 10-10 after 1.
Who are you ducking?
Coach Carroll, guys always compete. You want to quit calling?
Really?
Hey, dude, you can't take my calls?
Oh, Coach, it's the bus. Sometimes we get really bad reception.
The Atlanta Falcons' new running back no longer has to play in the shadows of a superstar. Michael Turner can now forge his own legacy. The 5'10", 237-pound Turner possesses power, speed, and elusiveness that helped him average 5.5 yards per carry in his career. In 2008, number 33 will be on a mission to prove his doubters wrong and show that he can be a starter in the NFL and not just a career backup.
He's back with a 3-1. Griffey swings. There it goes. Long fly ball, right field. It is number 600 for Ken Griffey Jr. Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Willie Mays, Sammy Sosa put Ken Griffey Jr. in that group right there of those who in the great history of this game of Major League Baseball have reached the 600 home run mark.
Quarter two, not too far from the French Quarter. Here in New Orleans, Louisiana, Mike Tirico, Tony Kornheiser, Ron Jaworski, our entire Monday Night Football team. Susie Culver with us on the sideline as well. All tied at 10 in a quarter where New Orleans had 148 yards and Minnesota 30.
There's no way this should be 10-10. It should be 17-3.
There's a lot of ways to score, Tony. Blocked field goal return for a touchdown. It's one way.
Third and 5, the Vikings bring 5, get to Breeze, and taking the ball out of his hands is Winfield. The play never whistled dead, and he's at the 4. This will be interesting to watch to see if he got it before Breeze hit the ground, but it's on the field for the moment, ruled Viking ball at the 4. Winfield, who already had a sack fumble recovery touchdown this year.
And you'll see Breeze looking to his left. He does not see Antoine Winfield at all. Winfield off the corner cat blitz, and boy, the ball comes out of Drew Brees' hand, was not moving forward.
Absolutely.
Ends up in Winfield's hands. He'll probably be called down by contact right there. But wow, look, Brees not even looking at him. Winfield with a great play.
How about the game he's having so far?
The ball was taken away from the quarterback while he was still on his feet and legally advanced. Minnesota ball, first down.
And the call on the field correct. Remember, Ed Hockley involved in that controversial play with Denver and San Diego week 2 where he ruled incomplete pass, whistling the play dead that would have been a fumble. And Hockley's been criticized by a lot of folks, but that call dead right on the spot. First and goal, Minnesota, chance to take the lead in the game. Chester Taylor out of the gun. Going to lose a couple of yards.
This is absolutely the area of the field that has killed the Minnesota Vikings this season. You look at them in the red zone. Yes, 21 plays, 11 rushes for 26 yards with Adrian Peterson. 2 of 10 passing. Just not getting the job done in the red zone. If you're kicking field goals, you're going to lose football games.
What happened to him against Indianapolis?
Yeah, exactly. A drop ball in the end zone by Shanko.
They could have had 5 touchdowns.
Well under the NFL average in the red zone.
Well, last.
Toss. Peterson can't get there. So on back-to-back snaps here, Brian Young was filling in for Cedric Ellis out here tonight. It helped you lose a couple of yards on back-to-back plays. Now you have 3rd and goal from the 9. Saints Taylor back in.
Saints defense really been stout thus far in this game. I really thought with Cedric Ellis out there, they'd be weak up the middle, but right now they have bowed their back and they're playing terrific run defense.
Chester Taylor in the slot at the top. Flag down, offside New Orleans. Farrat's throw is incomplete. Will Smith off the right defensive end tried to time it and missed it.
Offside defense, number 91. Half the distance to the goal, repeat 3rd down.
They'll take them down to the 4.5. So the penalty gets them back to almost where they started this drive.
Boy, it's discipline, discipline, discipline. Watch the football. Will Smith anticipating the snap count. You know, heartbeat offside, but still offside. You've got to clear the football.
is Taylor down here, who looks to throw for Schenko. Held on. Touchdown.
Well, when you're struggling in the red zone, you can't run it, you can't throw with your quarterback. Let's go to a gimme to gadget play, and it worked. Chester Taylor did a real nice job of drawing the defense of the Saints to him and lofted what was, kind of a little Hail Mary up there.
It's his second NFL pass, his first completion. Obviously, first touchdown. And kind of when you see Taylor get the ball back there, you think for a second, why are they going to run it from the 4.5, not with Adrian Peterson? That's why.
That ball fell out of the sky.
Schenko has dropped 4 touchdown passes in the last 2 years. He's notorious for that, so he held on to that.
It's over! And it's good. So the Minnesota Vikings, in 17 minutes, have 30 yards, 17 points, and the lead.
GameDay.com is your destination for everything game day. Get closer to the guys.
Not so fast, my friends.
Sneak behind the scenes of the set and check out the latest on the game day matchup. Log on to collegegameday.com now.
NASN, the #1 source for all your NFL coverage this season. We kick off each week with Sunday NFL Countdown, followed by up to 3 live games, including the top matchups from across the league. Mondays continue with 2 first-run games, followed by NFL Primetime and Monday Night Countdown with all the top stories from Sunday and all the buzz leading into the live game on Monday Night Football. Don't miss all the latest news, analysis, and features weekdays with NFL Total Access. Plus bonus coverage with NFL Game Day, Top 10, and Who Is. And come playoff time, we've got you covered with even more live games as the AFC and the NFC crown their champions with the Wild Card, Divisional, and Conference Championships. And the greatest game of them all, Super Bowl 43, live from Tampa, Florida. Plus your annual trip to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. The NFL this season on NASN.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Capital One Card Lab at CapitalOne.com. What's in your wallet? This season, find everything you need to fall forward only at Sears. The UPS Store, the place for mailbox services and a whole lot more. And Acura. Acura Advance.
Back here in the Crescent City, where Minnesota's capitalized on a blocked field goal, a failed onside kick, sack and a fumble, an offside penalty on 3rd and goal, and Antoine Winfield has been the cash-in guy. And Drew Brees and the Saints in a 7-point hole. 2 good, 1 not-so-good kick returns for Pierre Thomas. Pick this one up in the 5, and this one's good again. All the way out to the 46. You just cannot give Drew Brees this kind of field position. Your difference maker tonight, the 10th-year man out of Ohio State, first-rounder in '99, Antoine Winfield, after the Kevin Williams block, catches it in stride and takes it the distance, making a big play here on Aaron Stecker on a screen pass. He is a big hitter on defense, usually in the run game, and there Ron gets it out from Brees.
This was a great play by Antoine Winfield because, in theory, he was in pass coverage on Billy Miller, number 83. When he saw Billy Miller block, it's called a green dog. Then he goes after the quarterback. So very instinctive play by Antoine Winfield.
The 47, Brees has his pass knocked down by Kevin Williams. Here's John Anderson with the Sports Center right now.
Thank you, Mike. The amazing Rays roll on. B.J. Upton homered twice to lead Tampa Bay to a 6-2 win over the White Sox. Rays take the series 3-1 and now move into the ALCS against either the Red Sox or Angels. They are currently in progress. Eagles running back Brian Westbrook suffered 2 broken ribs during Sunday's loss to Washington. He's a tough guy as he plans to play this week against San Francisco. Already missed 1 game with a bad ankle. Full Sports Center after the game. Stay current with ESPN News.
That's right, John. Brian Westbrook told ESPN Radio today he plans to play in the game next week. Brees, play action. Coming over for Lance Moore. Takes it out of bounds in front of Cedric Griffin, a first down. In Viking territory at the 41. The game was 12.
As we watch Drew Brees, we should know that his relationship with Sean Payton has been described by both men as perfect. Payton said, we're both half-full guys. If we're down 21-0 in the third quarter, we feel like we got them just where we want them. He said he wouldn't trade him for anyone. Breeze said, I wouldn't want to play for anybody else. So that's a mutual admiration society, matching two guys with similar outlooks towards football.
Breeze lost the snap, got it back, and lost a yard. Pat Williams touches him down.
Now, you ask people, when they say something like, I wouldn't trade him for anyone, I mean, you sort of say anyone, like Tom Brady, like Peyton Manning, and Peyton repeats anyone. The same thing with Breeze. I wouldn't want to play for anybody else. You say, really, anybody else? I mean, you know, in some countries, these guys are picking out furniture. This is, it's like, I mean, they have found the right mate in terms of coach and quarterback. There's like an unspoken thing that goes on, and Breeze becomes the person who carries out the will of Peyton. It's been great since Breeze got it.
2nd and 12, looking towards Reggie. Is Bush in space. First down across there, inside the 30, I should say. And a gain of enough.
Yeah, Drew Brees did a terrific job of reading the blitz. Chad Greenway came off the edge. He knew he had Bush. You'll see him out on the left side of the screen there, uncovered because of the blitz. He's all over the place. You'll see Reggie Bush in the slot, out wide, in the stack position right there. This is a terrific job by Drew Brees of knowing where to go with the football when the blitz came. Had him outnumbered on the perimeter.
And the whistle pre-snap here as the Saints move.
Ball start. Offense, number 80. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's on tight end Mark Campbell. You talk about getting the ball to Reggie Bush and the right marriage, Tony, with Breeze and Peyton. Same thing with Reggie Bush. 96 of his 194 catches at or behind the line of scrimmage. Within 1 to 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, 96 more. Reggie Bush getting deep. Only 2 receptions here in 2+ seasons now, beyond 10 yards from the line of scrimmage.
They're like handoffs, right?
That's right.
The way they get Reggie Bush the ball without handing it off. They just throw it short to him.
That's a good way to use him. He's a satellite. Get him in space.
Here he is running from the 35 and trying to bounce it outside. Chased down by Greenway, and the ball came out. And Minnesota has it, and forward, plattering it. It goes out of bounds, which was a silly decision. Minnesota possessed it last. The rookie Terrell Johnson tried to get rid of it. Breeze wants a penalty, so let's sort out exactly what happens here. Big conversation between the officials. And now a flag down on the sideline for flipping it forward. There's the face mask. There was no flag as far as I saw initially for the face mask, which seems to be a grab and be under the new rule. The ball is out before he's down, so it's a fumble.
The ruling on the field is that the fumble was recovered by the Minnesota player, and that Minnesota player then intentionally fumbled the ball forward, which by rule is an illegal forward pass. That's a 5-yard penalty that's enforced from the spot that he let the ball go. Minnesota keeps the ball, first down.
And Hockley explained that exactly right. Now you say you go to the review with the whole fumble thing, you can't review a face mask flag.
Yeah, Mike, the explanation was right. No question about that, but they missed the face mask.
The decision by the rookie Terrell Johnson is almost incomprehensible. I don't know what you're thinking to try to flip it forward. And Sean Payton is saying, look at that up on the screen. It was clearly a face mask that they keep replaying over and over here in New Orleans. Doesn't matter. Turnover, Viking ball.
It was a night to remember.
And now we're set for some football.
Gonna be hit. Gonna be.
Shocking the world and one of the
all 30 Major League Baseball teams.
One of the Saints' great fans said it's been very during the timeout getting on the official. This was Sean Payton for missing the Viking. Farrat's pass is incomplete. Ed Hockley's Ed did not have this. Just go back to real speed. Ed jerk, usually a face mask flag out. That's why it did not. And that's why everyone saw it. And then the ball is as Bush and Chad.
There's another question for Mike.
That's right. Ezra, I'm not sure they had marked that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Challenge this call, and I'm sure, kind of like the baseball man complained about balls and strikes, complained about something else.
The ruling on the field, complete pass.
He's on the crew for missing that call. It looked incomplete live. So they'll check it under the hood, and we'll step out.
Quarterback keeper right side, Daniel, touchdown Missouri.
I love to play the position of quarterback. I want the ball in my hands when the game's on the line.
Got a man open over the middle. Touchdown, Missouri.
He has so many leadership qualities that we have to make sure that we put these on paper.
Daniel, touchdown.
He's got it all.
Daniel looks, touchdown Missouri.
Hey there, Horners. You can get your sports fix every day right here on NASN. Why don't you tell the good people of Europe what they have to look forward to, J.A.?
My J.A. Donde Lounge welcomes all nations. We're multilingual. Bienvenue. Willkommen. Bienvenidos.
Enough of that. Woody Page.
We reach out to you, and as a Prime Minister of England once said, I will fight Mariotti on the beaches, on the land,
Yes, of
in
course.
the air, in the ball.
I am the IQ of this program, and Woody is a buffoon in the vein of, I'd say, Benny Hill.
You know
points,
Benny Hill. Mariotti. KB.
Oh, I'm like the World Cup, the United Nations of sports knowledge over here. Let's talk about all your countries. Who do you want to talk about? We've got England here. We've got Italy. We've got
think you
Portugal.
know the rest of those. All right, that's what you get to look forward to. A mute button. Competitive banter on Around the Horn. U.S. sports at its finest. Weekdays on NASN. Horn me.
Shout out to Amy Winehouse.
Okay, we're back. Sean Payton's still yelling at the officials. You'd have to move beyond this at some point and get back to your team. Now, they've reviewed that play. Ed's looked at it. It looked incomplete live. It looked incomplete on every replay. So we'll likely bring it back to 2nd and 10. And as Ed gets ready to tell everybody, Ed Hockley, the official, here's the replay look, definitive one here. Nose of the ball clearly hits the ground.
The ball skipped off the ground. Therefore, it was an incomplete pass. It's 2nd and 10. Reset the clock to 10:54. 10:54 on the clock.
This may mollify the crowd in here getting that call, but it's not going to make it any easier. The call that was missed before on the face mask of Reggie Bush. And there's nothing you can do. If you uncover this while looking at a replay and that was missed, you can't go back and make it right. But it's a tough time for Ed Hockley coming out of that fumble that he missed in Denver. He's the head official here. All the bad calls are associated with him. I mean, you can't win for losing on some level. And it is, you know, it sort of trails him wherever he goes this year. Tough time.
Off the incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 for Gus Farad. Screen set up and was nearly intercepted through the arms of Kendrick Clancy. Antoine Lake brought the pressure. So let's go back to that play you're talking about. This is week 2, Denver and San Diego. Tim Robbins of San Diego ended up getting what they thought was a fumble recovery and game over, but Hockley had blown the whistle, said incomplete pass. And the aftermath of this, once San Diego lost it, a lot of the Charger fans got on Ed. Ed sent back an email to people who were going to respond to make it right area, just to try to explain.
Went out of his way, but it's a tough year for him with every call that's missed.
Offside flag coming up here on New Orleans. Plays dead. Bobby McCray was offside, so we'll have 3rd and 5 coming up.
Before the ball was snapped, defense offside, unabated to the quarterback, number 93. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Just my thing on Hockley is that everything sort of attaches to it. He didn't even miss that call. You know, in the face mask, that's not even his call. But you see Ed Hockley, you see a call that you don't like. It's replayed 1,000 times here and all across the country, obviously. And so it becomes hard on him. He drops in my fantasy referee draft. He's not a first rounder anymore.
Third and 5. Oh, what a catch by Bernard Berrien for the first down at the 45-yard line. Pick up a 15, and a good grab by Berrien.
Yeah, really good job by Bernard Berrien. He's going to have a press core on him, Tracy Porter, as he comes in motion. You'll see him just get up and try to ride that route to the inside. Ball a little bit behind Bernard Berrien, but what a great catch. Reaches back with one hand, pulls it in. It looks like Tracy Porter thought he may get a pick right there. Berrien with a great catch.
Adrian Peterson's been quiet. 5 carries, 2 yards. Saints reacting well to Peterson here tonight. Chasing down with Will Smith coming off the defensive end to make the play.
The Vikings coming into this game thought they should and would be able to run the football against the Saints defense. You know, when you got a great running back, you like Adrian Peterson, and rock-solid offensive line, you would think they would, but certainly the way this game has played out, the Saints defense has been rock-solid.
Tight end and a back into block, and the pass is dropped by Bobby Wade. He's getting the start because Sidney Rice is out with a knee injury. Rice hasn't done much of anything this year. 3rd down coming up.
You know, even a great running back like Adrian Peterson needs somewhere to go. Here it's a nice solid run up the middle, move the chains, but he's not getting much to the outside. Great penetration by the safety right there. Then Peterson trying to get to the outside. Swarming by the New Orleans Saints. See a lot of those Saints helmets on Adrian Peterson.
And you see a lot of guys with the number 40. Put 8 in the box, try to stop him. Prove to us that you can pass, otherwise the safety's going to be in there all night.
You've got to take your shots down the field, like right now when the box is being loaded. You're going to get one-on-ones on the outside.
Peterson, the blitz pick up, the pass for Berrien's incomplete. That'll be 4th down. Charles Grant brought some heat. And for all the uptight moments for the crowd and for Sean Payton and everyone else, the Vikings will get nothing out of it, and Chris Cluey will kick it away.
Yeah, Mike, in that last play, excellent coverage once again by Tracy Porter. You know, the rookie has been playing very well. They put him in that press position. He can play in that position as well as off. It's been a real surprise.
Lance Moore for the fair catch. And the Saints will take it over at their own 12. 31 yards to kick, but it's all net yardage. And breezing the Saints down 7.
ASN. The Giants are looking good in the competitive NFC East, but the Browns will be at 100% and fighting for a win on home turf. New York Giants versus the Cleveland Browns. Coverage starts with ESPN's Monday Night Countdown this Monday only on NASN.
2 strikes, 2 outs, 9th inning. with the Kansas City Royals.
For Wilson NFL and GST footballs and much more, visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
Who are you ducking?
Coach Carroll. Guys always competing. You won't quit calling.
Really?
Hey, dude, you can't take my calls? Oh, Coach, it's the bus. Sometimes we get really bad reception.
Saturday night for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, Bank of America 500 in Charlotte. So a lot of the guys in the chase, like Carl Edwards and Biffle and Dale Jr. and Gordon, all got caught up in that big wreck last week, so we'll see how they bounce back. Bank of America 500 in Charlotte, 7 Eastern. I'll be over on ABC Saturday night. They love to have a good time here in New Orleans, don't they?
I saw Tony having lunch with him earlier today.
A shortage of costumes on the streets in New Orleans.
You see one of the reasons that the Saints have controlled the yards and time of possession, but not the scoreboard. Reggie Bush tackled by David Herod, who's in for E.J. Henderson. You see Jared Allen slow to get up. And the defensive end, who led the league in sacks last year, going to come out. See what happened to him.
See Jared Allen, number 69, coming around the corner, leaping over the pile. Just see he landed on his hip. Very painful hip point.
Brian Robinson checks in for him, and the pass to Mark Campbell takes New Orleans to the 42-yard line. A first down pickup of 22 with Sharper and Heron making the stop.
Yeah, beautifully designed play by Sean Payton. You really go with the play action fake to Reggie Bush. That'll hold the inside linebacker, give Campbell a little time to get down the field. Just well done. Greenway really in no man's land right there because he's got to respect Reggie Bush on the play fake. And all of a sudden, Campbell sneaks in behind him. Good throw. Really solid catch by Campbell. He knows he's going to take a hit.
Back to the air, right back to Bush. Taken to the 47-yard line. It's now 4 receptions, I believe, on the night for Reggie.
And one thing I like about Reggie Bush on that play, put his nose down and picked up a couple extra yards. As he matures in this passing game, occasionally he's historically had, the tendency to try to make the big play. Now he's understanding, hey, there's nothing wrong with a 4 or 5 yard gain. Burrow down there, pick up an extra 2 yards, stay ahead of the down. Now they're in 2nd and 4 rather than 2nd and 8. Good job by Reggie Bush understanding the situation.
Breeze adjusting the play. The pass is incomplete in and out of the hands of Devery Henderson right in front of the man of the night, Antoine Winfield.
Drew Brees doing a nice job at the line of scrimmage. You may be picking up in your living room the word kill, kill, kill from Drew Brees at the line. He's audibling like he did right here. And once again, Winfield does a great job of driving the route by Devery Henderson, stripping the ball loose. But Brees noticing something in the Vikings defense, recognized that blitz and gets the ball out of his hand with the audible.
Jared Allen back in now, guys. It's the bottom of your screen on the defensive line for 3rd and 5. Right on the R and the D. Pressure comes, try to time it, and we get a false start on the Saints.
False start, offense, number 17. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
Robert Meacham, the wide receiver. It's a couple of times outside guys have moved.
It's inexcusable. It's absolutely inexcusable. The wide receiver has to be looking back inside at the football. You shouldn't be listening to the quarterback's cadence. Should be worried about anything else except looking back in the ball. Inexcusable to put your team in a 3rd and 9 situation after a 3rd and 4 situation. You'll see down the bottom of your screen, just leaving a little bit early in the snap count, and they're going to call it.
7 penalties already in New Orleans. They average 7 penalties a game. That's not good. We're only here in the first half. Breeze with the pump and the throw to Reggie Bush on the run. First down, ball out. In the scramble, the Saints, Billy Miller may have gotten it back. And he did for a New Orleans first down. Cedric Griffin with a hit that knocked it free.
Well, starts off with an excellent play by Drew Brees in the pocket, getting the ball to Reggie Bush. But Cedric Griffin does a terrific job of ripping the ball out. Every single day, coaches go through those drills to cause those fumbles, and Griffin did a great job. Reggie Bush has to understand ball security when in the open field. Wrap two hands around the football.
He comes to the bench. You may have heard the fans. They weren't booing any officials call there. They were booing for Deuce McAllister, who's checked in the game. Deucing. McAllister had to pick up Pat Williams. That's a big ask for anybody. Jared Allen ended up hitting Breeze, and the pass is incomplete. The discussion here if it was intentional grounding. Nobody was in the area. That catch by Bush, by the way, gave him 197 in his first 33 games, an NFL record.
There was no intentional grounding. The quarterback was out of the pocket. Second down.
Let's come back to that point there for a second. You may not appreciate that because they're all short passes. What did you say, Tony, before the long handoffs with Reggie Bush, all those at the line of scrimmage? But
it's the most ever. You know, that's really impressive because Reggie Bush came into the league as a highly touted running back. I don't know that they knew his skills at catching the football were anywhere near this good.
Oh no, he was an excellent receiver at USC. They knew his skill set.
He's got the most ever.
Sean plays to that skill set here with the empty backfield. They're gonna attack with this. No one in the backfield. Quick screen.
Lance Moore trying to pick up blocks. Flag comes in as Moore gets a first down. Will the Saints have another one brought back? They refuse to believe they're going to commit another foul the rest of the night after they were wronged on the Bush play.
After the completion, holding, offense number 83. That 10-yard penalty is enforced from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
You'll see Billy Miller, number 83, right there, basically tackling Charles Gordon. That will get called. Saints are hurting themselves with penalties.
Yeah, 8 of them. I think Sean was encouraging him to get out of the game. Had to get rid of it, does to Reggie Bush. There's not much there, and that's a little bit of the understanding. You're not going to run back all the way around the formation at this level. Just get out of bounds and realize it's a loss of yardage. Hey, Jared Allen made that play with the pressure.
Yeah, really good job by the Vikings secondary. That was one of those pressures because the secondary was in good coverage. They came with a 4-man rush. You'll see Brian Robinson coming around the edge on John Stinchcomb. Forces Drew Brees to step up. Now it's kind of a jailbreak. You're looking for people downfield, no one there. You got Kevin Williams coming in your face. Just find a matching color jersey. He did find Reggie Bush, but nothing down the field.
Well, we're starting to see the Vikings with a lead get some pressure on the quarterback. That's what this defensive line is so good at. Wasting a lot of time there, and wide open, just a yard shy of the first down is Robert Meacham, tackled by the rookie Tyrell Johnson.
Yeah, Drew Brees does an excellent job here of hanging in the pocket, waiting for the play to develop deep down the field. Really good job of finding that lane by stepping up. Robert Meacham just short of the first down. Meacham, as a young receiver, has got to understand the situation. Got to get that extra yard right after you catch the football. He kind of hesitated and came backwards.
So interesting here, guys. It's 4th, and they appear to be short of the first down. I believe we're going to have a measurement. What would be, for most teams, field goal range, 49 yards in a dome with Grammatica, but he had the one block before, maybe the groin injury, low kicks. So they bring out Deuce McAllister and Mike Carney, the fullback. They're short and looking like they'll go for it on 4th down.
It's in Sean Payton's DNA to go for it, don't you think? And this is a circumstance where he says, I don't trust my field goal kicker necessarily. I've got a great quarterback. He can complete anything. He's not going to get sacked. I'm going right here.
Well, you got a half a yard to go against one of the best run defenses in the National Football League. This is no gimme.
And we mentioned earlier that the Saints have been poor this year on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1.
Do you think that they will run here, Jaws?
I believe they will run. Or they may use a little play action to get Reggie Bush out on the perimeter.
0 for 2 this year on 4th and 1. Good call, Ron. First down and more. Reggie Bush to the 11-yard line.
If we can go backwards a second, Jaws, you said that you believe they would run or they might go to Reggie Bush, so you had yourself covered on that. Absolutely. You had it. Very good call. Yeah.
Really nice job. Good play fake. Really freezes the defense. You can see the speed and quickness of Reggie Bush when he gets on the edge. Tony, this is basically a running play for Reggie Bush. Yeah. You know, it's a little short pass, probably about 2 or 3 yards down the field, but becomes a big gain for the Saints.
Deuce McAllister back in. Asking for the timeout, the Vikings, as they had 12 players on the field, and they will get it. 4:11 to go, and the Saints back in the red zone trying to tie the game.
Westbrook, running room at the 25, pulls away at the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's in! Touchdown!
You better get more than 10 hands on him because you can't bring him down with one guy.
Westbrook at the 50, he's at the 35, 30, 25, 20, Westbrook cuts back at the 5, touchdown! Brian Westbrook!
With the first pick, the Oakland Raiders select Jamarcus Russell.
Here comes Jamarcus Russell, his Raider debut. Touchdown, Raiders!
Tradition, and nothing says college football like Texas and Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. With 2 of the highest powered offenses in the land, you won't want to miss a second of the action in a battle for Big 12 supremacy. Coverage starts with College Game Day, this Saturday only on NASN.
New Orleans Saints trying to do their best here with a key portion of their schedule. 3-game homestand. This is the second Sean Payton's team beat San Francisco 31-17 last week. Next week, Oakland comes in. Remember, they go to London coming up here at the end of the month. So trying to make hay with players injured, but at home. First and goal. The first and 10, I should say, from the 11, and McAllister has Winfield waiting for him. What a half Antoine Winfield is having.
Is there anything Antoine Winfield has not done? Absolutely great diagnosis and reaction to this running play. He sees Carney come at him. That's a big old blocking fullback. He undercuts him and makes the play. Playing like a linebacker.
He told me this week that since I was 8, I was playing defensive back, whether safety or corner. He said, and when they were 8 and 9, all people did was run. So that's how I got good at being a great run stopper. He's one of the best run stoppers at his position.
He just made an amazing play.
Second and 11, Breeze throwing for Lance Moore, and caught out of the air by Ben Lieber, who was not touched down, and now comes down at the 14. This half of miscues continues for the Saints, who've turned it over 3 times.
Now, turnovers and penalties are killing the Saints right now. They are really out of rhythm. You'll see Breeze making the throw right here. He's got Lance Moore. He throws it low. The ball bounces off his knee, off his hands. Ben Lieber in perfect position to make the pick.
They're going to go to halftime, and they're going to look at a stat sheet, and they're going to be miles ahead of Minnesota, except in the scoreboard. Miles ahead.
I believe that's the most important statistic, Tony.
3rd career interception for Lieber, and Peterson continues to be stopped. And to that point, Tony, the total yards are going to be completely one-sided at the end of the half, even if the Vikings have a good drive at the end of the first half. Look at it right there.
Wow.
6 times.
Yeah. I mean, the Saints are on pace for 500 yards in this game, and they're down by a touchdown.
And you're right, it was penalties and turnovers. And they were in position to score a million times.
They're shooting themselves in the foot, but what they are doing defensively, they're stopping Adrian Peterson right now.
And they had the one missed call over there that was part of the turnover that they feel would not have been. Another penalty on New Orleans. Farrat throws to Bobby Wade, who'll get a first down at the 24-yard line.
It's interesting that you mention that because the one flaw with them is
offside defense, number 94. The penalty is declined. The play results in a first down.
The great flaw with New Orleans is defense. And they've come out tonight, and as you said, Jaws, they've stopped the number one rusher, out there against them, Adrian Peterson. Farrat has got, done nothing. They've done nothing offensively, and they're down. New Orleans is down.
And the great strength of Minnesota should be their defense, but it's not their pass defense, and we're seeing that tonight. Peterson just gained a couple of yards. Remember, last year, they gave up the most passing yards because people said, hey, we can't run against you, so we'll just throw it. And they were last in the league in pass yards allowed, and they've given up 210 in the first half here tonight.
It's really sort of inexplicable that you get in halftime and the Minnesota people will simply be giggling. They're just going to giggle. How are we winning this game? How?
Thank you, Antoine.
That's right.
Peterson just 8 carries for 8 yards. Nothing adds up for Minnesota except this. The Saints are in a giving mood, and the Vikings are taking.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Tony, we talk American sports. So how do you think our show translates in Europe?
I'm Tony Kornheiser, probably pretty poorly, especially like in Romania.
ESPN's Pardon the Interruption. Join Tony and Mike for all the latest opinions and headlines weeknights only on NASN.
A lot of room in right center. If he hits one there, we can dance in the streets. The 2-1. Swung line drive left field. One run is in. Here comes Bream. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. The Atlanta Braves are National League champions again. This crowd has gone berserk. Listen, Sid Bream at the bottom of a huge pile at the plate. What a ball game.
For Wilson baseball gloves and much more, visit NASN.com.
The Atlanta Falcons' new running back no longer has to play in the shadows of a superstar. Michael Turner can now forge his own legacy. The 5'10", 237-pound Turner possesses power, speed, and elusiveness that helped him average 5.5 yards per carry in his career. In 2008, number 33 will be on a mission to prove his doubters wrong and show that he can be a starter in the NFL and not just a career backup.
Replays handled upstairs. No challenges from this point on. Farrat from the 26. Good throw to Bobby Wade for the first down at the 42-yard line as Farrat on his back after Jonathan Vilma knocked him down.
That was a big-time throw by Gus Farrat. Vilma on the pressure. It was a zone blitz scheme. There was a deep drop by Bobby McCray. He threw it over the outstretched arms of McCray. It was a big-time throw. Watch Farrat right here. You will see the pressure up the middle from number 51, Jonathan Vilma, and he puts a lick on Gus Farrat. Slams him into the ground, and that's the part that hurts. Trust me.
Gain of 17. Farrat was slow to get back toward the line. But luckily, the play went out of bounds, so the clock had stopped. Peterson searching for space, trying to take it to the outside. Gets to the 47 as Mike McKenzie, who, like Deuce McAllister, is coming back from an ACL surgery. And his was even later, at the end of the season. And his comeback has been just as good for New Orleans.
There was a story the other day in the New Orleans Times-Picayune about all the people on the Saints who had visited Dr. James Andrews, right, and got surgery. That's terrible words. Phone call on line 3 for Dr. James Andrews. You don't want to hear that.
46 for to wait again, try to get the first down stick. He's just shy of it, but out of bounds with a $1:16 left. Reminder, Saints, 2 timeouts remaining.
Farad being very patient right now. There's no need to panic. You still got 1:16 on the clock. You have a couple timeouts. They need to convert this 3rd down to a 1st down. Then they can be aggressive. They're at that point in the field where you can attack a little bit more than if you're backed up.
I said Saints, 2 timeouts, and then Vikings. Beg your pardon. Short yardage. Peterson, the deep back. 1st down. Ball out. Charles Grant has it for New Orleans. Nobody's called the play dead. Grant laterals to Mike McKenzie down the sideline. And now a whistle blows as he steps out of bounds at the 40. Now again, last 2 minutes. So it'll be looked at upstairs.
The runner was ruled down by contact on the 44-yard line.
Adrian Peterson hitting up to the inside, and he gets whacked by Jonathan Vilma. Ball is out, but it did look like the knee was down. Let's get a look at it.
Minnesota's also called a timeout. That's their 2nd. It's a 30-second timeout.
That is very close. That ball may have been coming out before the knee hit. Let's take another close look.
You're splitting hairs there. You can see how big the hit was as the chin strap of Peterson's came undone with the hit. Now, as Ed Hockley opened up the mic, he said that he was ruled down by contact. You did have a clear recovery by New Orleans.
We're reviewing the ruling on the field.
So this can be reviewed. This is an adjustment to the rule. When there's down by contact, but a clear recovery by someone, you can award them the ball.
This is really close.
That would be out.
You got it
is
out.
my guess.
You got it out.
Because it's starting to come loose when that knee is out. The ball's being moved out.
It is almost simultaneous. The knee coming down, and oh no.
One of the
what? Well, you can't just let us hang like that. Oh no, what? What? Is it out or is it not out?
That close.
You can't scream. Oh no.
Does the ball?
Guys, one of the things with Adrian Peterson, the fact he's in here, and we've joked about it other Vikings games we've done, he has the strongest handshake imaginable. And his hands are so big and so strong. He still has some control of the ball with the tip because his hand is so big, but it has started to move before the knee comes down to the ground.
I believe the ball comes out. I believe it is
as
a
does
fumble.
Mike. So you're both you both concur on this.
I'm 100% for the year, so.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Mike is right about the Adrian Peterson handshake.
Goodness.
That is a bone-crushing handshake. Jared Allen told us that the first time Peterson shook his hand, he said, what is this guy thinking of? Does he want to go outside and settle this? No, it's just... Wow.
Let me just remind you guys, with the NFL 2 years ago in 06, changed this rule. Down by contact was allowed to be reviewed. Previously, a fumble was not reviewable if the ball carrier was ruled down by contact. So now, if the ruling of down by contact is changed, the ball belongs to the recovering player at that spot. So you had to see, if it is ruled a fumble, was there a clear recovery by one team? And obviously, since Charles Grant picked it up and had it, he did. So the Saints would have the ball at virtually that spot. Maybe
but all the stuff that Grant and McKenzie did would be nullified.
Correct.
It would have to go back.
Exactly.
Okay. Which will cause the crowd to boo again.
Now, separate from this, Minnesota called timeout. Not because of a challenge thing, just because of their 2-minute drill, and they would likely get that timeout back. But they'd much rather have the ball than the timeout.
Yes, I would agree with you, Mike.
So let's see what Ed Hockley saw.
When the runner's knee hit the ground, although the ball had started to come away from the body, it was still held in a hand. And therefore, the ruling on the field stands as called.
Very interesting. Ed's not even bothering to go further into the explanation, which is very wise. And again, we talked about the huge hand that he has, just maintaining some control of the ball as the knee is on the ground. And that is really, really splitting hairs on that one.
The strong hand wins the contest. Wow, that was close.
So I shouldn't even say you missed that one.
I missed that one, yes. Okay. First one of the year.
It's all right.
Darn.
Okay, so the Vikings will still have used that timeout that they called because the play didn't change because they stopped the clock there. Minute 11 left. One timeout, Minnesota. Their ball in New Orleans territory. And they'll run with Chester Taylor, who gains 5 to the 39. Vikings could be working towards field goal range as well as the clock runs. A reminder of the Toyota halftime show. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, your fastest 3 minutes. Unsung heroes for the Giants on Read and React. The baseball playoff updates as well. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Rays. Chris and Tommy have you on the Toyota halftime show coming up. Leisurely paced by the Vikings. Timeout left with a first down with Wade at the 32.
They're playing for a field goal. I can't understand this.
Yeah, I was a little surprised while I was doing the Toyota deal. It was a very leisurely pace. I don't understand. Where's the urgency
No
here?
sense of urgency to get the ball down the field, throw a 5-yard pass. Yes, you get the first down, but got to be a little more aggressive.
Tony, you're the big karma guy. I mean, you've had all the karma here in the first half. You know, stick them in the heart.
Exactly
Go get one
right.
now.
Exactly right.
You know?
This is a gift that Minnesota is up 17-10. They should be way behind. At this point, you try and go for the end zone. You try and go for a touchdown.
Go for the jugular. I mean,
the leading touchdown passer in the entire Vikings roster now has 1 on the year. Try and get 2, Gus.
I thought you were talking to Chester Taylor.
Yes, he's got 1, too. He's tied for the lead.
There's a play-action shot to Andre Allison using the sideline out of bounds at the 19-yard line. 24 seconds left in the first down.
As they say, 3 tied with 1. It's Barris Jackson,
right.
Chester Taylor, and Gus Frerotte. And that Minnesota, it's so rare that they score. They're probably stunned and don't know what to do at this point.
They are inside the 20. This has been their Achilles heel, and they turn it around tonight. They got 1 touchdown pass in there.
If you weren't with us earlier, they lost yards on 2 runs from the 5, and then went to the halfback pass, Chester Taylor to Vasante Shenko for their lone offensive touchdown. Run with just 1 timeout to Taylor. Now you have to take your next timeout at the 25-yard line with 18 seconds left. And I think the word curious comes to mind for the play call.
This is one of the things that that all the writers in Minnesota talk about, that it's an unimaginative offense. Would you agree with that, Jaws?
No question. I mean, it started when they recovered, the fumble. I mean, you got to be more aggressive in that situation. It's almost we're playing for a field goal. Maybe that's what they are.
Wouldn't you like to get 24 points in the first half?
Absolutely. That's why it's
unknown territory for the Vikings this year.
Curious play selection. No sense of urgency on this drive. Now, in all likelihood, they're going to end up getting 3 points out of this, but boy, go for the jugular when you get a chance.
You remind us every week when you're out of timeouts in situations like this, you are right at the edge where you can run a play and run your field goal unit on. So these shots have to be to the end zone or thrown out of the end zone.
Or they can spike it. They can run a play and spike it because it is second down.
Yep. Just get everybody back in time. An end zone shot will be out of the end zone, incomplete. Berrien was out of bounds, covered by Tracy Porter, and now 13 seconds left.
Well, seriously, the most points they've had in any game this year is 20.
Right.
I think they're intimidated by the ability to go over 20 here.
You see Bernard Berrien covered by Tracy Porter, the ball clearly out. But there's a real fine line right now. 13 seconds, if you catch a ball inbounds, you get a quarterback sack. It's highly unlikely you can regroup and spike the football.
Gus Frerotte,
a fine line.
If nobody's wide open, the first row in the back of the end zone is a good target, right? From the 15, play action, and a back shoulder throw is incomplete. Tracy Porter, they worked on the rookie, second-round pick out of Indiana, who has opened eyes in the first month of the season here in New Orleans. Did a good job on Berrien, who had a chance to catch this one.
Well, and Berrien's one-on-one with Porter, and Frerotte takes the shot. I mean, throws it a bit to the inside. Porter almost makes the pick. If that ball's to the outside, Bernard Berry has a chance to make the catch.
Longwell, good from 53, has made 42 in a row, 45 yards or less. (20-10) Minnesota. It's been quite a half for the Saints, who've done everything but close the deal here in this first half. Talk about all their miscues, guys who go back to them. The field goal blocked by Kevin Williams that resulted in the Antoine Winfield touchdown. That would have put New Orleans up 10-0. Remember, they had a play before that chance to go up 14-0. Then Winfield off the corner knocked it out from Drew Brees. Gave the Vikings the ball in good field position. They score from there. The missed face mask by Chad Greenway led to the Reggie Bush fumble recovered by Minnesota. And Lance Moore in the red zone last drive couldn't hang on. Ben Lieber comes up with the interception, and the Vikings take that drive after that interception, 15 plays and 72 yards to turn another miscue by the Saints into points.
In the National Football League, more games are lost than are won. That's exactly what's happening
They should be ashamed
tonight.
of themselves in this first half. They should be. The chance to
I'm sure
go out
they
to a
are.
huge lead.
A lot of ways to win a football game.
It'll be scooped up by Aaron Stecker with nowhere to go. And we'll head to the locker room for halftime. The fans displeased, to say the least, with the officials and their Saints miscues as well. The Vikings will get the ball to start the third quarter, and they'll do it with a 10-point lead. 20-10. Minnesota looking for its second win. Here's Boomer with the Toyota halftime show. Chris?
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Wow.
Welcome to the Toyota halftime show.
Like I was saying, welcome very much to the Toyota Halftime Show. Chris Berman along with Tom Jackson. Wow, Vikings with a 10-point stranglehold. Did they get 100 yards?
Well, oddest season that we've had in a long time, and this has been the oddest game.
That's why somebody once told me, Tom, that's why the ball in this game is not round. It's oblong, so strange things happen. Well, who knows what will happen in the second half. The first Sunday in October marked the return to action of some of the big-name teams who had an uncharacteristic early season bye. The bye can be a blessing or a curse, depending on how you go into it. And how you play coming out of it can also be that same blessing or curse. But worry not about the world champion New York Football Giants. Going in and coming out, all systems go. Here we go with our fastest 3 minutes as the G-Men were up against the Seattle Seahawks yesterday. Tom Coughlin, some Plexico Burris, gone for one game. No Plex, no problem. Dominic Hickson, Cineris Moss, they all look like Jerry Rice from Eli Manning. Brandon Jacobs, hello, 500-plus yards for the Giants. They roll the Seahawks. Come on, Seattle, 44-6. Meanwhile, coming off a bye, the Patriots, how would they look with Matt Castle? They look like usual. Bomb to Randy Moss, 66 yards at the Niners. Right before the half, they scored a touchdown with Kevin Falk. And they played a little defense. Rodney Harrison with the pick. Bill Belichick and the Pats are 3-1, 30-21. But in the game, Isaac Bruce caught 2 touchdown passes for San Francisco. That gives him 88 for his career, tying him for 9th with one of my favorites, Don Maynard, number 13 of the New York Jets. Steve Young won the Super Bowl for the Niners. Yesterday, our compatriot got his number retired. Steve, Barb, the family, congratulations. What a great day. Roof open, football back in business at the Texans. And Sage Rosenfels to Andre Johnson, 27 straight points. But Parsley, Sage, Rosemary in time, coughed up the football, and Gary Brackett, he could go all the way. Touchdown for Indianapolis. But the Colts still trail. So Peyton Manning, Reggie Wayne, touchdown, an improbable 31-27 win, an amazing catch by out of the bat cave for the stately Wayne. Who would stay undefeated? Would it be the Titans? Well, you know, this game with Baltimore would be a rough one. Kerry Collins remembers 8 years ago what it was like to play against the Ravens. But this time, Collins, Algie Crumpler late. Jeff Fisher and the Titans are 5-0. Trent Edwards and the Bills trying to go 5-0. Adrian Wilson knocks him out for Arizona. Kurt Warner to Steve Preston. And Arizona busting out against Buffalo. DeLarry Fitzgerald for Kurt Warner. Bills lose 41-17. Dolphins, Ronnie Brown, the Weasel. Weasels it in there for 5 yards. And then how about a goal line stand? Miami is 2-2. They beat the Chargers 17-10. Kyle Orton to Marty Booker with a great catch. The Bears are in first. They're 3-2, making up for a rough baseball week in the Windy City. And how about Matt Ryan to Rowdy Roddy White? Mike Smith and the Falcons are 3-2. Panthers are 4-1. D'Angelo Williams, 10-yard touchdown. And then Larry Johnson, only 2 yards. Sit him. Panthers win 34-0. Antoine Randall, trickery. Skins down 14-0 at the Eagles. Touchdown to Chris Cooley for the lead, and Clinton Portis pounds it out. Jim Zorn and the Redskins. They've won 4 straight. They beat the Eagles 23-17. So welcome to October. A lot of action. And if you had to dole out a game ball from yesterday, what would it be, Tom?
Well, I thought that New England needed a shot in the arm, and they got it from their quarterback, Matt Castle. Even his throwing motion looks a lot like Tom Brady, and he put the deep ball back in New England's game plan with Randy Moss, which opened up things short. Randy Moss, a couple of big first downs, moves the chains.
Pittsburgh fans are going, how could they not be in the fastest 3? Because Big Ben Roethlisberger gets my game ball. The winner to Heinz Ward with 2 minutes to go. He threw for 3 TDs and 300 yards. Pittsburgh beat the Jags 26-21. When we return, read and react. And boy, you got to react in a positive way to everything the G-men are doing. We'll also talk about the Cowboys.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Moving forward.
Tradition, and nothing says college football like Texas and Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. With 2 of the highest powered offenses in the land, you won't want to miss a second of the action in a battle for Big 12 supremacy. Coverage starts with College Game Day, this Saturday only on NASN.
12-yard touchdown strike to number 12, Marcus Colston.